Can you share a little bit about what your life was like before coming to New Directions and what some of the challenges you were facing?
I was struggling. I was in a very dark place. Before I had my children, I had a problem with alcohol. After I had my children, it really went deep. I had them back to back in 2018 and 2019, and I don't know if I was struggling with some postpartum issues, but I am an alcoholic, and my coping mechanism was alcohol. And so I would reach out to that after I'd put my kids down for bed, and I would drink excessively, and over time my life just got very unmanageable. I was facing legal problems, I was losing custody of my children, and my husband was filing for divorce.
When did you know it was time to actually reach out for help?
To be honest, I was so lost as a woman and as a mother, and I didn't know how to be a mother. I did the tasks that you do as a mom, but emotionally I wasn't there for my children. I loved my kids unconditionally, of course, but I just didn't have that drive. You know, my main worry in life was alcohol and how I was going to have my next drink. And I knew that that wasn't the way that I wanted to live and be a mother and a woman. Alcohol had robbed me of that, and I kept seeking it. And I knew that it had taken control over my life, and I wanted to get help so I could be there for myself and my children.
How did you first hear about New Directions for Women?
I heard about New Directions for Women by the head psychiatrist at Hoag Hospital. I went in for a detox, and he strongly recommended New Directions for Women.
How did you feel during your initial days at New Directions for Women?
The first day I arrived, I was scared. It was the fear of the unknown, being surrounded in a new environment, being away potentially from my children, surrounded by women I didn't know, and the fact that I was going in to change my life, hopefully. I'm not good with change, and it was very scary. But when I approached the premises of New Directions, it was a very loving and comforting environment. It was like the homes you see in movies. The property was landscaped beautifully with memories and people that contributed to the organization, and it was just so loving and welcoming. The staff was wonderful. They were soft, they were kind, they were gentle, they were loving, and I knew I was in the right place.
Can you share a specific moment that stood out to you during your time at New Directions for Women?
There are so many moments that I remember from New Directions that stand out to me, but two that I really take away that really helped me in my healing journey was diving deep down into my trauma. I had never talked about my trauma growing up, and with the tools that New Directions gave me, it was my first course through EMDR. And a course also that was called Psychodrama by Gina Tabrizi. And that really got me to dive down into my heart and my soul, and to relive and process those traumas correctly so I could deal with them today. Also, one of the staff members, Susan, I will never forget her. She was like a mother on site at all times. She was there when I was crying. She was there when I was happy. She was there to lift me up and talk through things with me. I will forever be grateful for those two women. And overall, my experience at New Directions for Women with the grounds and the entire staff and the ability to have my children there and to teach me the tools that I need to live life today, I will forever be grateful for them.
Can you talk about what some of the challenges that you faced while you were in the program, and how'd you overcome them?
Challenge that I faced while I was in the program would be, potential divorce and losing custody of my kids. And that always stayed heavy on my heart and mind. But the staff at New Directions always directed me into today, into where I needed to be that present day. And gave me the tools and the mindset to, when I was out of New Directions, to navigate that life for me. New Directions for Women has never stopped supporting me. And through those processes after the program, I did get through them.
How has your life changed since completing New Directions for Women?
My life has done a complete 180 since leaving New Directions for Women. My ex-husband and I did divorce. I did lose custody of my children, but in sobriety and with the tools from New Directions for Women, I got my custody of my two children back. My ex-husband and I co-parent beautifully. We share 50-50 custody, and life is beyond my wildest dreams. I get to be a mom today who is a homeroom mom in their classes. I take them to school every day. I pick them up every day. I do their basic needs. I do their homework with them. We have fun together. We get to go do things on the weekends. I get to put them to bed at night. I get to make them dinner. It's a life that I could have never dreamed of, and that is with the tools and help from New Directions for Women.
What advice would you give other women who are considering joining New Directions for Women?
The advice I would give is, even even if you're having one inkling of wanting to go to New Directions, I would say go for it. It will completely change and transform your life. It will make you the woman that you hopefully always want to be. It made me the woman who I am today, a woman that walks with dignity and grace and is a hands-on mother to her 2 children. Without New Directions, I don't know if I would have had the guidance and direction to navigate the life that I do today.